Hi, this is Z, and I'm back again with another video. I'm going to pick up again with this book. And last time I left off at number 59. I'm going to try to read from 60 to maybe 75. I don't want to spend too much time because I don't have a lot of time to record. But so we're picking up, if you haven't seen the previous two, this book is giving reasons or conditions how you know that you may need deliverance. So number 60 is you dress provocatively or seductively. This can be a manifestation of spirits of lust and harlotry. You may wear too much jewelry or makeup. This can be a manifestation of spirits of rejection and self-rejection. You have been tattooed or have multiple piercings. This can be a manifestation of spirits of rejection and rebellion. You gossip, slander, and murmur constantly. This can be a manifestation of spirits of jealousy and rebellion. And with this, I've talked about gossip before, being gossip and slander being a form of witchcraft when you're wishing something bad on someone. And let's not think that only women do this to other women. Women do this to men. Men do it to men, and men do it to women. If you're in a relationship, and I've seen this before, if you're in a relationship with a man or a woman, someone of the opposite sex, or just a person that you have a relationship with, a significant other, and they gossip and slander about you, that's not a person that values you. And that's a person that is actually can be jealous of you and working against you. So we have to be careful, not just the person at work or the friend that we have or the sister or the mother. Be careful of anyone that does this. They are wishing negativity on you. Okay, you have attempted suicide or thought of killing yourself. This can be a manifestation of spirits of rejection, self-rejection, suicide, and rebellion. So, I do understand that suicide can be this, but it can also be as a result of spell work. There were many times, starting from when I was younger, where I could feel people doing witchcraft on me to make me take myself out. So sometimes it can be uh witchcraft or spell work, but if you're strong enough, you will not give in to it. But the fact that you would even consider, taking your own life would be because you do have some things that you need to heal from. Okay, you desire constant attention. This can be a manifestation of the spirit of rejection. And this can be true in children. I've seen children like this. They are constantly needing your attention, and they cannot do things. They feel like they cannot do things on their own. You have adults that are like this too. You constantly backslide and leave the church. This can be a manifestation of double-mindedness. You go from church to church. This can be a manifestation of double-mindedness. So besides the fact that you may, I've said before, and I'm not against any religion, but churches, mosques, any type of religious or spiritual organization, a lot of times people will jump from place to place because they realize the place is not what it seems and they don't want to be a part of that. But it can also be that you are confused about what you want to do. And I found myself when I was younger changing my mind about being a Muslim. I was a Muslim, then I wasn't a Muslim. Then I went back to being a Muslim, and then I didn't want to be a Muslim. That can be double-mindedness, but it can also be the result of spell work, someone pulling you out of your connection to God. Not to say that you can't have connection with God without a religion. You can. But in my case, my connection to God for a long time was through Islam, and pulling me out of Islam was pulling me away from God, because if I wasn't doing the Islamic prayers, the way Muslims pray, then I wasn't praying at all. So for me at that time, it was me having double-mindedness, fighting myself, fighting against, do I want to do what God is telling me to do, or do I want to do my own thing? But you don't, like I've said many times, you don't have to be a part of a religion. You don't have to be a part of a specific spiritual practice, but you do need a connection to the Most High God. That's most important. You have a problem letting go of the past. This can be a manifestation of unforgiveness and bitterness, and something you need to heal from, because those people, if they're targeting you, that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to try to bring you back in the past. But once you heal, you're going to recognize it when it hits you, and then you're going to move past it very quickly. You are paranoid and think people are out to get you. This can be a manifestation of spirits of fear, distress, and paranoia. And it can also be that people are targeting you. So, but I do, in a situation where you're not being targeted, I can understand that that can be an energy attached to you, and there's not actually anyone targeting you. There's no reason for you to be fearful or distrust people or to be paranoid. But in some cases, it may appear that somebody is in this state of paranoia or this state of fear, but they actually may be targeted. They may actually have someone that is bothering them, which is the case for a lot of people that are coming forward and telling their story. You are or have been a member of a legalistic church. This can open the door to spirits of religion, mind control, and witchcraft. You had a controlling pastor or came from a controlling church or denomination. This opens the door to spirits of witchcraft, religion, and control. You are still grieving of the death of a loved one. Although it has been years, this can open the door to a spirit of grief. And I have seen someone who was grieving. And when you're going through this journey, some of us that have gifts, we can tell when people are under attack, spiritual warfare, without really knowing the person personally. And I saw a person that was going through grief, and there were some other events that happened in their life after this loved one of theirs had passed away. And their life quickly spiraled down out of control, and relationships that they had was breaking apart because that grief opened the door to other energies, other spirits, and things like that. And I was sad to see that happening to that person in their relationships, in their lives. But I didn't know this person personally. I didn't have any control over the situation, or I didn't have a part. But I would say it's a hard thing when somebody you love dearly passes away. But we also, that's something we need to start healing from. We should spend a small amount of time in our grief, and then if we can't get out of the grief, then we need to actually seek professional help to heal from that, because that can open the door to other things. Your life can fall apart simply because that one person left your life that you had that really close special relationship with. All right. You constantly hear voices. This can be a manifestation of schizophrenia and paranoia. You have a difficult time keeping a job, finding a job, or paying your bills. This can be a manifestation of spirits of poverty and vagabond. And those of us know, going through this journey, it can be that someone is targeting us with these spirits of poverty and vagabond. Not necessarily that it is something that is naturally on us through our bloodline. It may not be that. It could be that someone is actually targeting us. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave off there. I didn't want to make this video too long because there's more of these, and I kind of want to read all of them. I'm curious I'm curious about these. I do want to, I may not finish them all, you know, after this video. I may break up the videos and put space between them to kind of like not overwhelm people with, you know, those, with this information, this specific information. But I do want to return to it, and I wanted to make this short because I don't have a lot of space on my phone. But I do hope this message helps someone. Please continue to look and evaluate yourself, evaluate your children, because that's an important thing. The way people get into that low vibration and can't get themselves out is because lack of accountability. They never look at themselves. And that's something that we need to learn to do, and we need to teach our children to do it. And that is a part of breaking generational curses, is making people accountable. But first, you know, taking accountability for our own actions first and foremost. So I do hope this message helps someone, and I will be back again with another video soon. Bye.